CJ.
Yeah, you know what time it is. Crack open that bottle of wine. Grab your favorite glass, pour a couple of fingers of scotch in it. Get that stick, light it, and blow. It's time to hang with Steel Sharpened Steel After Dark.
Hello, Sharpies. I'm Tom Cunningham.
I'm Barbara Walters.
And this is Steel Sharpened Steel. After Dark, I didn't know it was going to be an After Dark, but Joy flipped it. She put the thing down, flip it, and reverse it. And so here we got an After Dark going on.
Yeah, I made an audible at game time. I was like, you know what? We haven't done that in a minute. And there's so much fecal festivities to talk about that I'm like, we need an After Dark moment where we can just go, ain't this about not to mention we're going to be recapping some homecoming stuff. So it might as well be a After Dark.
Yeah, it might as well. And when you were talking about the fecal stuff, it reminded me of the groundbreaking scene in Severance where Emmy Award winner Trammell, who was playing Melchek, told his erstwhile employer, if you're not caught up on Severance, he's an erstwhile employer, and he said, "Consume feculence." And the guy said, "What you mean?"
I gotta use that.
He said, "Consume feculence," and you all have enough context clues to understand what that means. So this is our first post homecoming episode. Last week we had a special guest, and it was actually both of our homecomings. And so, hello, Babwa. Babwa. So we are now back, and what I can report, as many of you may have seen, is that Blexit decided to pass on FAMU.
Yes,
they just said, we're not going to do it.
And it looks rather smoky over there. We don't want that smoke on us. So,
but also, this is not something that has worked
anywhere.
It
just has worked nowhere.
It hasn't worked. And so, Candace, who thought momentarily she was going to slip right up into the spot that was abandoned by Charlie Kirk, thought, this will be my thing, and I'll do this tour, and we'll run around and we'll show what we're worth.
Here's the thing, though. Charlie Kirk didn't go to FAMU.
Nope.
He knew. He
not at all. No, he ain't. And you all just decided to back out. And it was a wise thing that you chose to do that, because our homecoming game, as we won. So I'm going to leave it alone. But our game was sold out. We had 28,000 people in Bragg Stadium. And that's not including
the other 15,000 just drinking outside.
Because I was about halfway in, halfway out. Now, I ended up with an end zone pass, which is the premier pass to have when you go to a family football game. And so I was there, and I did go in. My parents joined us. My son got to go to the homecoming concert, which featured Party Next Door minus Drake, Boosie, Lotto, G Herbo, who was a thing. and some other person that I was not aware of, and he had a great time. We went to the step show, and the Qs won, and the Qs deserved to win. I have to say, they did this roll bounce inspired thing, and they had this 5'4", must have been an ace. I can't imagine he was anything other than an ace, who completely set it off. Big ups to the Bloody Upside chapter.
When the Qs get it together, they are unbeatable.
But wait, he went and put on roller skates at the end.
Nice.
I was skating, and I said, "Oh, it's done. It's a wrap." Your Sorors actually did a very good job too. Their step show was inspired by Creed, and so it was a battle, and it was the reigning champions, which were the Beta Alpha Deltas, the baddest, and then I think they were called the Shadows. So the Shadows were kind of the upstarts who were the pretenders. They were trying to do it, and each round was a competition between the two parties. And they even had a round card girl, and she had the whole little attitude. She just
nice.
I mean, they did a really, really good job. So we ended up, the Alphas had a chance to redo their step show because of technical difficulties, which was kind of crazy to me because all of the acts had technical difficulties. So we didn't stay to see the Alphas step again.
No, because they already
did a
lost.
Sinners inspired. Yeah, exactly. It just wasn't necessary. But the Qs won, and I venture to say the Deltas came in second place because that was a very good thing. And then we had the day party. I posted a little reel from the day party, which was crazy. It was the biggest day party soiree. It was a weekend. A time was had, as the people say.
Good evening. And just quick shout out to the Sharpers. I know we got more than the 3 that have commented, but we always got to shout out Mr. Anthony Turner being first in the room. At what time was this? 5:09. The show starts at 7:30. So please understand, give up. Give up trying to beat Anthony.
You're not going to beat Anthony.
No. And when the show is over, Anthony's going to post for next week when this show is over. So just give up. Second place, though, is going to my girl, CJ. Hey, CDJ. Everybody's up in here. Sadita, hollering at your girl, Mary J in the house. Thank y'all for showing up. Thank you for hanging with us.
It makes me think because next week's show is actually the day before Halloween. Drop a comment in the chat if you all would like next week's episode to be a Halloween themed episode with like costumes and stuff. I believe that Joy is probably better prepared than I, just because she does.
I'm literally looking at a pair of fangs right now on my table.
But this is what I'm saying. So, and then you all, we'd love for the Sharpies to submit pictures of your Halloween get-ups.
Yes.
So go on ahead and do that. You submit your Halloween get-ups to us. We will show them in the show. And guess what? If you weren't dressed up for Halloween the day before Halloween, go on ahead and send us your mock-up. Send us something that you cosplayed with earlier during the year. Send us anything that is on brand, on theme.
Yeah, you can send us a picture from 3 years ago.
Exactly. We don't care. We
don't know. It's new to us.
We don't care. We just want to celebrate the hallows of the eve and all of that. So go on ahead and do that. We will have a special kind of spooky themed episode, although nothing could be creepier or spookier than the Laura Loomer mask we showed a couple of weeks ago, and what that guy is doing to this is what I'm saying, Anthony. What that guy is doing to our country is scary enough already. But I will say that before we get into Joy and what she was able to enjoy during Spellhouse, is that once again I ended up going a little bit viral thanks to the antics at the frat house. And so I figured there would be a video shared of us at the frat house, just because on Friday night, which was the fish fry night, which was jam-packed at the frat house. It was crazy. My son was there. He shot me doing our little old head stroll. But there were like literally 70 or 80 undergraduate students filming us. So I knew it would go. But this is the video that hit TikTok. It's currently hovering around 5,000 likes. So this is just me at homecoming in front of the frat house doing the stroll that we call Kappa Man. So that was
Aw.
that was us doing our thing at the frat house where we jam. And I have to say, uh it was great having my son there. I specifically took my son to homecoming because I am pressing him. I am pressing him to go to Florida Agricultural Mechanical University. And it was dope. I had one of my neos, actually two of my neos from my Valley chapter that were down at FAMU. And it was great. It was just great. It was amazing. So, Joy,
Yes.
you obviously got son at homecoming. Tell us about
Yeah.
your homecoming adventure.
So homecoming for most light-skinned women is the last chance for us to make people know that we are Black before we go into the darkness of winter.
Of winter.
So yeah, we do be trying to get trying to wear a little something, little shoulder action, something. Please, Lord, let me be brown. So
Oh,
but that being said, homecoming, this was the best homecoming I had in the moment because I was not cooking this year.
oh,
And so y'all know the last few years I've like fried fish at homecoming, and I stay in the back frying fish. People come up to me, hug me because I'm on the fryers.
yeah.
Last year, aside from getting pissed off with a few people, with one dude, it was a Kappa, by the way, but not your people. It's always one. But aside from that, my back hurts, right? And so the tables aren't the right height, leaning at that like 45-degree angle for several hours, and then it's not enough ibuprofen and Theraguns in the world to make that work. And I know I'm sad I didn't get to see you because I wasn't in my spot. I was wandering around, and they did not starve, but they thought they would. I told them the day after homecoming last year, find somebody else because I'm not doing it next year. And then this year, the other guy that organized with me, like last Monday, was like, "Anybody want to fry fish Saturday?" And got no response. I don't know why. I don't know why he don't just hire somebody to do it, right? Because everybody wants to party. So this year I got to be out. I got to be cute. I didn't have on my like I'm cooking. I don't care if I get grease on the outfit. I had on my little Dion. You know what, Richard? You shut up. Shut up, Richard. Shout out to
you were rocking Dion this year?
Yes. Shout out to Richard T. Smith, my best friend since 88. We went to high school together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and yes, I told him I was on PTO, permanent time off because I wasn't doing it. But I got to see a whole lot of people I normally wouldn't see. I got to roll up on campus. I hung with the Deltas for a little bit. I hung with the classmates for a little bit. It was great. And I was very cute, and I was very proud of my little outfit. It was in Spelman-ish colors. It was like a cobalt blue and white ensemble. It was very cute.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. CJ would say she was hanging out with a football player parent, so I was never going to see you.
Right.
Went into the bookstore, saw a bunch of stuff. I was like, I'm not buying that because it costs a lot. Saw the Ralph Lauren collection and was like, no. But what I did end up wearing the night before, because we always have like a Friday night hangout, and Friday night, y'all know we're on this show. We're big fans of Actively Black. Actively Black has launched their HBCU series. Tell me I wasn't a fine motherfucker in this Actively Black ensemble. So and it's licensed. It's not like they just do Spelman on a hoodie.
Correct.
Licensed Spelman Jaguars. The that's the sweatshirt and the track pants that I had on, and I was cute. Now it feels really good. I really like it. They do good quality. So Actively Black. I know they had North Carolina A&T. I think Spelman, Morehouse, FAMU. They got a set of
yes.
I
got the FAMU t-shirt. Yeah, they do. They have the best. I'm just gonna say they do have the best HBCUs. They went for the top of the branches,
the most popular,
and then they're probably gonna add additional ones. But I was glad to be in one of the institutions in the first drop. Actively Black has been killing it. Their fashion show with actual figures from Black history and the civil rights movement with Ruby Bridges and Tommy Smith and the dude from the water fountain. Water fountain dude was just amazing. While we're talking about designers that have our institutions, this is the FAMU Essentials and Fear of God Rattlers. That paraphernalia is about to drop.
I just
Luckily,
got this from CJ. If we can see her on screen,
oh yeah,
they
go
rocking.
on, CJ. She
Go
got
ahead,
are those
girl.
the same pants you have?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah.
those-
She got her set too. That's what's up.
that-
The good thing about Spelman women, you give us something we like, we will give you money because we got money because we're Spelman women. See how that goes?
correct.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of women who are just amazing, I don't know if y'all saw Iman
Joe.
and what Iman was wearing for Misty Copeland's final
Yeah, that dance, her final dance.
performance at the American Ballet Theater. So just the fact that Misty was doing her final thing is impressive enough. But Iman is 70 years old. And when I tell you she was stunning, I'm going to put the picture up. And it was so much more so that this picture of her being still doesn't really do justice to what it actually looked like when she was moving. Because
Let's see it.
Iman came out here and as the young folks say, she left no crumbs in this amazing gown. And here she is.
Nice. Oh, that is beautiful.
That beautiful long neck of hers. And
she out here looking 45, maybe 55. Yeah.
I mean, and you talk about
see what
classic.
cocoa butter and no stress will do for you.
Listen, and she was married to David Bowie for like 20-some years.
Yeah, but they ain't been given an F for them all them years. And David Bowie was, I don't think it was I don't think they had any major issues in their marriage. Like they were happy.
No. And she kind of removed herself from public life after his passing. And so she does what she does. By the way, Iman is my forever storm. If they had done an X-Men movie 30 years ago,
oh yeah,
Iman would have been it.
Absolutely.
My goodness, you talk about an amazing woman who has done amazing things, and she is 70. She's 70.
Right. She don't look a day over maybe 57. Yeah, she's that.
Right.
I mean, and I'm serious, like no stress, drink your water, put on some cocoa butter and boom. You know, the hair is laid, the face is fire. No notes, 10s across the board. She looks amazing.
No, the embroidery, the applique on that gown, it's gorgeous. It's giving. Gorgeous. Giving
we love you, Iman. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's absolutely amazing. So
I've been ignoring comments. Hang on. Oh
yeah, there's a lot of
they're mostly everybody saying how cute it is.
Yeah, she's just it's all Iman standing. So why don't we get into the actual episode? So we called this episode Worst Contractor Ever, and it's because of what is actually going on. Call me somebody who, when he first showed the plan that there was going to be this huge ballroom, and I said to myself, yeah. I mean, it's nice for you to announce that. Obviously, you're going to do some big, bold stuff. And then he paved over the Rose Garden. And I was like, oh, okay. And then it was like, construction's about to start, and they put up the fences. And I was like, like, doesn't there have to be some sort of like review, plans submitted, da. And people immediately, when construction began, because the initial word was that there was going to be no change or alteration to the existing structure of the East Wing.
Is that right?
That was the first lie. Then it was, the first lie was he was going to pay for it all.
He don't have no money.
He doesn't have any money. And he basically sold pieces of the project to 300 U.S. companies.
Yeah. And imagine like Mercedes-Benz Stadium,
correct,
or the Freedom Center, whatever the centers are called nowadays, Chase Bank, blah, blah, blah. He's done that with the White House.
With the White House. And immediately Caroline Levitt comes out and says, well, you all didn't seem to have a problem when Obama put in his change. And the first lie they told was that Obama put a basketball court inside the White House.
It's outside.
These are the changes Obama made. He painted on an existing tennis court and had the hoop installed.
The tennis court is still there.
The tennis court is still there because he didn't dig up the tennis court. He
No.
didn't say, "Oh, I've got to have a regulation NBA, hardwood."
He just wanted a hoop in the
installed here."
backyard.
He
Yeah.
just painted some stuff on the existing tennis court, and I'm sure they painted over them lines,
Mhm.
or they're still using it. I don't know. That's a weekend's work.
Right.
Let's get a backhoe to
Look,
drill
him
a thing, pour
and
some
Michelle
cement.
could have done that themselves.
This is what I'm saying. And Michelle Obama put in a White House garden, so they had some fresh veg. That's what it was. This is where we are as of yesterday on the East Wing demolition.
No, I think you're wrong. That's a picture of Gaza, isn't it?
Oh, it could be. Drop something in the chat if you're sure that that's Gaza versus the East Wing of the White House.
Mhm.
Let's have a running bet on which one it is. And you never saw Congress didn't meet. Congress
They're not
didn't
even in
approve a
session.
plan. They're not in session. They have been out of session. They have, out of the last 120 days, I think it is, or something.
They work like 30 days.
Not even.
Mm.
Because they went on summer break, and then instead of coming back from summer break, he basically has been forestalling. They've just been doing pro forma sessions.
Right. So
partially,
they don't sign, they don't certify that one woman. Mhm.
And she sued yesterday
Oh, good.
because basically the point is that her dad died 7 months ago.
Mhm.
And so for 7 months, those 813,000 Arizonans in her district have not had representation. So they had the special election. She won. When Mike Johnson's two people in Florida won, he seated them the day after the election. Didn't wait for certification,
Mhm.
just seated them. It's been 29 days now.
Mhm.
And he brought them in a pro forma session. He's using every excuse in the book, but nobody's buying it anymore. Nobody's buying their lies about Democratic recalcitrance on, pushing the continuing resolution in the Senate. Senate Democrats have been holding the line. The Republicans tried to put some sticky stuff in there to try to, we'll fund some federal employees. Democrats said, no, we're not doing it because you've still got those healthcare cuts in there, and you've still got the sunsetting of the ACA supports.
You got a good point, Paula. It is on a historical registry because it's the freaking White House, and he just tore a chunk out of it because he wanted to.
And to be clear, there was a bowling lane added to the White House during the Truman administration. Truman wasn't even an avid bowler, so they moved it to the Eisenhower building, which is technically still a part of the White House, but it's the executive offices of the White House. It's walking distance from the White House. It's considered the White House.
Yeah, it's on the ground.
Nixon, right. And then Nixon had one installed. What used to be there was a room in the basement, but it was the basement. So you didn't see any changes outside. They basically added this bowling lane in the basement of the White House. So there's one in.
They remodeled some rooms.
They remodeled some rooms, just like every president can come in and change the Oval Office. Obama put different wallpaper on the walls, blah, blah, blah. Trump added all that tacky BS, that tacky feculence. And so this is not the same.
No.
Also, this ballroom is going to be bigger than the main part of the White House. And can you imagine, they don't do state dinners every day.
No. So it's going to be a big empty room that he's probably going to love to go and hear himself talk in.
Well, or he's going to let Apple throw a thing there and Amazon throw a thing there and Oracle throw a thing there because they paid at least $1 million each.
Yep. And all of a sudden, tours of the White House will just be, they'll lose their value because it'll be like White House Disneyland. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It'll be a theme park.
And
I want to say something, like people keep saying, I can't believe this is happening. This is not how we act. This is not normal. Yes, we know all of that. And here's the secret about civilization. Civilization requires both parties to agree to the rules.
Yep.
And he doesn't agree to any of that because he is uncivilized. And so this is one of the things that people are saying about the Democratic Party. Like, y'all need to quit. It's not about playing checkers and chess. It's about playing by any rules versus playing by none. And so they're like, you can't do that. He's like, fuck y'all. And so he's doing, this is the latest in a series of middle fingers, not just to the Democrats, but to the American people, to the Constitution, to all of the appointed judges and lawyers and everything else that try to uphold the idea of America. He don't care about none of that. He does what he wants to do because he's in a position to thwart civilization. And that's where we are.
And he's thwarting.
Mm-hmm.
He is doing his level best. He's not absolutely succeeding in
Mary, you got a point. You're not saying anything. They was all over the Texas legislators for leaving and in protest, but they're not saying anything about this. And even if they do, they're not talking about the fact that the reason that they're out of session is because they don't want to release the Epstein files.
And who would have thunk it that's what they would end up protecting? And in this week, you had more of the victims come out and say, you can say there's not a list, but we were trafficked by these people. Yeah. Andrew has formally given up his title of Duke of York, right? Is it York is,
sure.
is
well, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was the Duke of York. And he's given up his royal title because one of the victims came out and said, yeah, it was him. It was Prince Andrew. And Virginia Giuffre's book is out. And Virginia Giuffre named Prince Andrew. So these victims are real.
Yeah.
Wow, Chan. Wow, Chan. But unfortunately, Mexico is not paying for it.
No.
And
but he did find somebody to pay for it. Mm-hmm.
Well, and you know, among the things that he has done this week, thank you, CJ. Among the things that he has done this week, in addition to literally tearing down the walls of the White House, and notably, that's the East Wing. So the West Wing is where his offices are. The East Wing is where the First Lady has, since at least the Truman administration, where the First Lady has like had her offices and done her stuff. But since Melania's never there, anyway.
He knew Melania wasn't in there because she don't like him.
Exactly.
But I want to pull this picture back up for just 1 second.
Sure.
I'm interested to know what they did with we'll call them White House assets that were in those rooms. Because I am not putting it past him to steal a bunch of shit out of the White House and put it down in Mar-a-Lago. You know what I'm saying? Where is it? Where's the paintings? Where's the busts and the vases, the vases?
Where
whatever.
are the chairs? Where are
where are the beds?
The desks? Well, that wing is outside of the residence, so they wouldn't have had any of that stuff over there.
But they had some nice stuff. I'm sure there was some.
Of course, they
did. Desk or whatever.
Statues and busts and dishes and things. You know, you might want to go take another look at the residence on Netflix to see if they had any East Wing stuff, just so that you could get an idea, or maybe look at Veep and see if they had any shots in the pretend East Wing to give you a notion.
Nobody took inventory before he did this, so nobody knows.
You absolutely know nobody took inventory. They took some inventory, but
right?
They didn't take.
They did not record inventory.
They did not record inventory, and so. Among the things that are going on, he also dropped while he was destroying the East Wing that he intends to sue the American government for $230 million for him being prosecuted by Jack Smith. And it's a DOJ decision. And he even said it might be a little weird that I'm kind of suing the government to pay myself, but I think I deserve it. And it occurred to me, he said he was going to pay for the ballroom. But if the DOJ pays him $230 million,
then he pays for the ballroom with our
that's
money.
What he uses. It's still taxpayers' money.
Yep.
And fortunately, there are brakes being pumped on a lot of his fooling weighing this week. So, one of the things that was the biggest, talking about real estate as well, Miami-Dade University has the largest physical plant of any university in the country. They
Good
have
point,
6
Bob.
campuses
Mhm.
in the exactly. And guess what? You bet not have a single name engraved in a single piece of marble. But Ron DeSantis had negotiated behind the scenes with some folks in Miami, Miami-Dade University, to give a 3-acre plot, which currently is basically a parking lot, but it's in Miami. It was purchased by the university for about $24 million whenever they did it. But now the market valuation is that it's $400 million. They voted to give that land to Donald Trump putatively for the location of his library. But there's no paperwork guaranteeing that the library would be there, blah, 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 blah. It was just going to give him $400 million of prime Miami real estate. And apparently they had this meeting, because you have to have a board meeting, of course. Board meeting started at 8 o'clock in the morning. By 8:03, they had voted to give the land. Fortunately, in the Sunshine State, there are sunshine laws. And so there's a hard stop on the transfer right now because they did not do what they needed to do. Also, that gift is just insane.
It is
$400
insane.
million of real estate in Miami, Florida.
Right.
Not in Alligator Alcatraz Swamp,
Mhm.
Okefenokee, in Miami. And so that's on pause. And the cases against Tish James and James Comey, less so against Bolton, because Bolton apparently may have done some stuff that is actionable. But James Comey is literally saying, yeah, you can't sue me because you're not the DA.
Yeah.
Or the AD. Or AG. So that's winding its way through the courts. The Tish James case is falling apart because it was never a case to begin with. Yeah. Exactly.
His library should all just be crayons and bitcoins. And those Trump shoes, those
virtual books,
gold sneakers he tried to sell.
He can have a big ass iPad with ABC mouse. And
you know what? Even if he builds condos down there and it's on the bay, they're still going to crumble because he's a piece of work.
Speculance.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's particles.
It is. Somebody had a graph, and it was like $400 million of the Qatari jet, and his net worth has doubled because of crypto since he came into office. $100 and something million for Kristi Noem's jets. This many millions, $100 million for golf. All these different. It adds up to well over $2 billion in emolument benefits for him. And he's talking about, but I'm not accepting my $435,000 salary. The law literally says the president can have no compensation other than his salary.
Yeah. And that's
what it says.
He's accepted everything but his salary.
Everything but his salary.
And they tried to go after, I remember they tried to go after Obama for going on vacation, flying like regular flight and paying for it himself. And they're like, that's taxpayer money. He bought his wife a present. Yeah, it's their anniversary. The fuck you thought? But if Bush, even if the beloved Ronald Reagan had done the stuff that this man is doing, they would call for impeachment. They would not stand for it. But I don't even think the Republicans are running things anymore. I think it's specifically the Heritage Foundation. And they don't care about all of this stuff. They just want to make sure that women lose all their rights so they can, bring the Handmaid's Tale into fruition. That's all they want. And I love the way somebody put it. I was talking to a friend of mine and she's like, all of this that they're doing, all of the rights they're stripping away, all of the way they're trying to convince young men to vote, et cetera, it's just so losers can get laid. And she's not wrong. People who love themselves want happiness for other people because they have it. People who don't have happiness want to take it from others. And so, yeah. And yeah, I agree with Anthony. Like I'm interested to know who is the contractor for this East Wing project, because he's not going to pay them. Know that.
No.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
It's going to be half done. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be an eyesore. It's probably going to be gold painted, not plated, right? It's going to be a mess. And it's going to be gaudy and disgusting. And then we're going to have to pay, taxpayers are going to have to pay to clean that shit up later.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And I mean, I wonder how much of what has happened is going to be so baked into the cake. I don't know how long it's going to take for this ballroom to be done. I don't know if it's going to be done by the midterms. And
You're probably right. Trump Hall. I can see that. The
Oh,
Trump
I know.
wing.
Yeah, well, it can't be the Trump wing, but it could be the Trump ballroom, just like it technically is the Jacqueline Kennedy Rose Garden.
The one that he paved over.
Yes, they might try that. But since he's not paying for it, it might make it a little bit trickier for that. Yeah, no, absolutely, Marie, you're absolutely
making a good point.
I just wonder, just as a bowling alley can be moved, just as there are certain things that.
Do you think he'll try to take it with him?
Oh no, I know he can't take the ballroom with him, but
Oh.
I just wonder, once the ballroom structure actually begins to be created, it's kind of a fait accompli. But I wonder what options there will be, how the space may be better utilized or something like that. I don't know. I just wish that we had a country that was more aligned with traditional institutional structures than we appear to be, because this is just kind of crazy. I don't get it.
Speaking of crazy, right, Bob? Take it with him, girl. He ain't never leaving. You're right. He ain't never leaving. That's his. He wanted to do that because he wanted to, and he has no plans of ever leaving. I was listening earlier when they were asking, was he planning to declare war on the cartels? And he's like, I don't think we're going to necessarily declare war. We're just going to kill a bunch of people that are trying to bring drugs into this country. But how do you verify that? This is New York in the 80s all over again. Kill somebody and then sprinkle like Dave Chappelle, just sprinkle some crack across them. Take the same set of drugs and plant them on everybody that you kill. Take a picture with them and be like, they deserve to die. Murdering everybody. That 8-year-old was not above it. He was a mule. But I mean, I can see that. I can absolutely see just murder and mayhem all across all the borders. Meanwhile, the drugs won't stop because the drugs aren't really coming. The call is coming from inside the house, right? They're not really bringing drugs and bringing crime and all that kind of stuff. They're bringing strawberry pickers and orange pickers who are now going to be murdered for trying to help us. Matter of fact, remember when they had all the fires and stuff in California, and the Mexicans came across the border to help, right? And then got ID'd, show me your papers and all that nonsense after helping. We are a terrible country. We're horrible. We're horrible people.
And
he ain't building a ballroom. The Presidential Emergency Operations Center is underneath the East Wing. They're expanding and renovating his Pura bunker. Interesting theory. Yeah, you're right. Due process has never been real for anybody except them.
Correct.
But speaking of crazy and losers trying to get laid, etc., y'all heard about these young Republicans and the racist text messages and everything that they were going back and forth? That is wild. I have heard so many times, and I distinctly remember before I started doing the work I do now, I was working for a major Fortune 200 company. By now, you know who it used to be. And we had a diversity inclusion workshop. And I remember the lady leading it asking, what do y'all want this workshop to be? And nobody said anything because it was me, 2 Black guys, I think maybe 1 representative of every other demographic, and a bunch of white dudes. So out of maybe 40 or 50 people, maybe 7 of us were not white men. right?
Mm.
And one of them got bold and said, I know what I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be another thing where we just hear that white men are bad all day. And then that like opened the floodgates of everybody saying basically, yeah, we're sick of this. We don't want to talk about this anymore because we didn't do anything, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right. Shock in our face. Before I finish my story, this is interesting. Bobby coming with the deets and the receipts. Where did the Nazis flee when the Third Reich collapsed? Argentina.
Do 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 do.
The $40 billion payment to Argentina while the U.S. government is shut down is a security deposit. That is wild. I didn't put that together, but yeah, yo. Because when you already know that you own some nonsense and it's not going to work, but you have a very small window between when it stops working and when people realize it stops working, you got maybe a week. And so, yeah, he's setting up to get out and probably leave Vance holding the bag, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. But so I'm in this class and all I'm hearing them say, like this one guy, I was quiet for a while because I was already sick. Matter of fact, this class happened the Monday after Mike Brown was shot. I remember that because I had debated not showing up and going to St. Louis to protest, but I didn't. I showed up anyway. And this guy's like, why do we have to keep talking about this? Because, my kids, they don't see color, we'll grow out of it eventually. And I remember stopping. I was like, yeah, you're telling me that your kids are not prejudiced, but your kids don't vote. They don't hire. They don't offer bank loans. They don't have any power. And they also haven't been outside enough to be tainted by the people that are out there. And he's like, but people are growing out of it. Like, when the older people like die off, it'll be over. I was like, that would be true if we don't still have it, because the people that were born in the 60s are still here. Yep. And they're still influencing people that are born in the 80s and the 90s at the time. And so this idea, like the racist tweets and everything that these young Republicans, they think that way. And it's not a joke. And it's not kids playing. These folks are in their 30s. They've had 30 years of indoctrination to hate me and you and everybody that's listening to us, to hate liberals and to think that we're all some sort of demonic, devil worshiping. Ironically, they always want to call liberals like pedos and whatnot. We're the ones saying release the Epstein files.
Hello.
Right? I don't know why you can look at us this way, but I did find a video that summed it up really well. I wish it was subtitled, but it's not. But I really want y'all to listen to this cat. Check this out.
When a brown kid get killed by the police, the news say he a man. But a group chat full of Nazis that's 30 plus, all teens. J.D. Vance didn't say a thing, and the Republicans wasn't canceling them or firing because they share the same ideology. They was hiding behind the idea that they voted Trump for the economy, and so the price of things would all go down, but the groceries higher than giraffe titties. So what now? Expensive ass egg on your face. Congressman got a swastika in his office, bro. What you got to say? Not a lot in your red hat. When you call your Nazi, what you mad at? If it look like a duck, walk like a duck, what you got, nigga? Affleck. I find it funny that the No Kings protest is seen as un-American, and it's probably the reason why Antifa's viewed as terrorism, but the Klan isn't. Damn.
Think about this. We saw these Nazi group chats, which I'm sure you condemn, right? This Nazi group chat.
Well, we can talk about it.
Do you condemn it?
I want to talk about it.
Wait, so when they said gas chambers,
disavow.
When they say gas chambers, you won't. So you're like J.D. Vance. You just won't condemn this?
Well, I actually had J.D. on the show today. We had a whole conversation.
You guys can all condemn this, right?
Hell yes.
Thank you.
Hold on.
All right. Hold on.
First of all, bars.
Yes. Expensive ass egg on your face.
On your face. No, it was the walk like a duck, talk like a duck, and then
what
Affleck.
You got, Affleck.
So, and shout out for using brown sugar as the
as D'Angelo has passed. Yeah, I caught that too.
And D'Angelo. And I did see a tweet or a share, a meme, whatever, that it said, not Diane, not D'Angelo God. D-O-N. So it's like, get the right D. Get the right D. So there are some things related to the group, the Nazi group chat, which incidentally actually has had its first official major casualty because a nominee for an office that Trump was trying to appoint he was in the group chat, and some of his comments were negative enough that his mama came up to Capitol Hill and was trying to knock on the doors of Democratic congresspersons. It wasn't even the House that was in the mix. It was the Senate that had to do it. And at least one senator who was on the Judiciary Committee that would have been, would have had to forward the nomination. They said, I don't think the vote is there. And so his name was officially withdrawn. So there have been some repercussions. But J.D. Vance immediately came out talking about kids and their lives destroyed. These were not kids.
These were 30-year-old men.
And women.
Yes. And let's not forget the women. They don't get away with this.
One of whom was an elected official, not federally, but an elected official in the state in which he was operating. And some of those persons, the GOP in individual states has disavowed certain of these persons, but others have not really faced any severe repercussions. And all of their names are out there. All of them. Their pictures are out there. Their specific tweets and things are out there. And J.D. Vance, when given the opportunity to talk to his kids, he didn't say, kids, you shouldn't say things like this. He said, I've had to tell my kids that they can't post stuff like this
online. So the thoughts are okay.
The thoughts are okay.
Even sharing the thoughts amongst your group. But then again, they didn't post that online. They thought they were safe.
They thought they thought they were fine. And all of these things, it is incredible to me that all of these things are coming out. Well,
I mean, what did I say? Losers getting laid. That's what they're going for.
Yeah. All of these new jack Republicans thinking that chats and texts and signals and disappearing messages make them safe. They don't, as Lindsay found out, because she decided she was going to text a reporter via, well, not even a reporter, a blogger who it now has a report about it, because she texted her thinking that she was just going to get her to change her thing. And
then was like, this is off the record, right? Absolutely not.
Oh, no. She said, well, tell me what I got wrong. Well, you just got some things wrong.
What?
I mean, you haven't told me what I got wrong yet. Well, you're just misinformed, and you shouldn't be publishing things that are wrong. It's like, I mean, well, I just repeated what the New York Times said. What about their reporting is wrong? She wouldn't say. And then 9 days later, she came back talking about this is all off the record. And girlfriend was like, yeah, but no, that's not how it works.
You have to say that first.
You had to say that first. Well, you're not a journalist, so you don't know. But because we were using disappearing messages, it was implied. No, it absolutely was not. No. Because I wouldn't have screenshots if they weren't able to be maintained. And here's the thing about Signal, people. Just because you have disappearing screenshots, all of these people got second phones.
Yeah.
All of them got second phones. They can just put your chat on. Nothing that you send digitally is impermanent. Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. It just
everything digital lasts forever.
Everything digital lasts forever. And that's why you're dumb as a box of rocks. One thing that is not going to age very well for Kash Patel is the fact that he decided that he, a practicing Hindu, wanted to share a Diwali message. Now, bear in mind, I don't know if Tulsi Gabbard is a practicing Hindu, but she joined in the official commentary about it. Trump had a bunch of Indian CEOs and execs and all that stuff in the White House for Diwali, smiling, taking the picture. Texas Governor Greg Abbott, there's a large Hindu population in Texas. He is seated in national dress in his wheelchair, surrounded by a bunch of Indians, Indian Americans, and Hindus celebrating Diwali. Diwali is the festival of light. You know, I don't know enough about the Hindu religion to say who in particular, which of the various avatars may be a part of the Diwali celebration, but it's lots of colored powders and fireworks and stuff. It's a beautiful, celebration. So Kash Patel, again, literally a practicing Hindu. He posts a message. triggers controversy and online attacks.
And that's all it was.
Around the world as good triumphs over evil. And
he always looks like he's afraid that he is about to get shot or something. Like he always looks like he's about, like his life is about to end this very moment.
He always looks like his thyroid medication needs to be upped.
Ah, yeah.
So some of his white supremacist former fans were like, weren't you just talking about meeting Charlie Kirk in Valhalla? Is Valhalla part of the Hindu religion? And I can tell you it's not, because Hindu religion does deal with reincarnation.
Yeah.
So there won't be
He's coming back as a slug. Mm-hmm.
Easily. Or paramecium.
Something slimy.
Something useless.
Mm-hmm.
One of those little bear things, the
Tartarus, yeah,
tardigrade, whatever,
tardigrade, I think,
yeah, something like that. He's coming back as one of those things, and a person who might not be feeling so much about the Festival of Lights is the second lady, Usha Vance. This is Usha and JD during the Republican National Convention, where he was about to accept the nomination. He's all toothy and smiling. You know, her hair is pressed. She's got a beautiful smile. Skin looks radiant. You know, looks lovely. This is her this week.
Damn.
He looks constipated, and she's holding a glass of champagne. Like, I can't believe
like her life depends on it.
I can't believe I'm sitting next to this motherfucker. I'm day drinking.
Well, you got to think about what her life is like. First of all, understand I have absolutely no sympathy or empathy for her. She can go straight to whatever hell she wants to. But I have to think about what has gotten her looking that way, because it's not like she came out. You know, sometimes you catch like Britney Spears out going to the store or something, and she didn't think anybody was going to see her. They're out at a public place. She has a glass of champagne, which means she meant to be there. That's the best she could do that day. Mm-hmm. Meaning, it's just been a hard year. It hasn't been a year, bruh. January of this year is when they got in there. And I'm so sure that she has friends, relatives, distant cousins, people in her community, etc., that are looking at her like, you sell out, bitch. Like, I know she's catching that. I know she is. Yep. Because it's one thing to be adjacent to white power. It's another to be used by it. And she's it seems to me that she's letting herself be used by it. And I feel like it seems like way to a lot of other people. So I would guess that she's lost a lot of her community. I would guess that there's some family members that don't fuck with her no more. And all of that is showing up on her face.
I wonder if her kids are down.
Yeah, because I mean, as much as racism continues to be a thing, and as much as there are different demographics in every different ideologies in every monolithic demographic or whatever, yeah, her kids might not like her, you know.
Look at them eyes, them bags under the eyes.
Yeah, she's not sleeping well.
No. And the divorce rumors are swirling. Just saying. And like, to your point, Joy, it hasn't even been a calendar year since he's been the vice president.
Yeah.
And when she is not immune, he posts something. They had a Diwali celebration.
Yeah.
The kids are being raised as Hindu.
Mm-hmm.
And he's catching hell. And she sees this. And he's not saying, listen, I love my wife. I love how my children are being raised.
He didn't say anything.
He is not defending his brown mixed family.
The minute he didn't defend her when somebody called her his DEI wife. And he didn't say anything about it. That was the beginning of divorce proceedings if it had been me.
Y'all. This administration is keeping this show busy. I would say it is keeping us busy. And I keep looking ahead. The next milestone is the seating of Representative Grijalva. That is the next milestone. Now, he is pulling stunts to try as much as he can. But you can't delay but so long. I think honestly, at this point, he's gonna try to delay up until the midterm if he could.
Yeah. Yeah. And then bring her in then. Yeah. I can
Yeah.
see that.
But there are going to be more special elections in between now and then. And here's the other flip. It is going to be increasingly likely that some of these Republicans who haven't signed on to the discharge petition, because it's just the 4 right now.
Mhm.
It's Massey and the 3 ladies. Boner,
They're more going to crack
Boebert,
in their own
and
interest.
Green
Mhm.
and Nancy Mace. These people in these districts that are 50-ish%
Mhm.
blue,
They're going to flip.
they're going to have to, because it's not just those 4 Republican districts that care about Epstein.
Yeah.
And these people are going to feel, let their insurance premium spike.
Because that starts January, right?
You want to see protests? And let's be clear, all that Mike Johnson could say about the No Kings protests is, oh, congratulations, you didn't burn any buildings down. Wasn't ever a threat of buildings being burned down for the No Kings protests.
Right. That wasn't the point.
That was never the plan. So
Mhm.
what are we saying? And
hats off Black people for staying out the streets.
staying home. Listen,
We were not supposed to be there.
we were not supposed to be there. And here's the proof that we were not supposed to be here. Here's a screen grab. Breaking at the No Kings event in Atlanta, Georgia, where Black residents make up the largest racial demographic. The crowd is over 90% white. Imagine that. And the Lincoln lawyer says, we as a community decided that since white folks put them in office, then it's their job to do something about it. Come on. Come on, Cletus.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what is happening. And Johnson, he's gonna be trouble. You let those premiums spike, and it's not gonna be a blue wave. It's gonna be the day after tomorrow.
Yeah.
Blue Nami.
Yeah.
You're not even gonna understand. And
because
senators, GOP senators, I know you think all your seats are safe or whatever. Don't let it turn into a supermajority in the Senate, along with a simple majority in the House.
Now, racism runs deep. I don't think it'll be as big of a wave as it could be, but some people are starting to wake up. People that we never thought would let go of their indoctrination are like, yeah, I voted for him. And now I lost my farm. I lost my livelihood. My business went under because all of my employees left. Because that's the thing, is like, it's not that they were hiring illegals, is that there are a lot of people that are here legally, but speak Spanish as a first language and know that they are also in danger. And so they have left too. One of my friends says that like her school was like 20 to 30% Spanish speaking, and none of them kids coming to school. She's like, they just gone.
Wait, did you see the clip of the sister? She has an accent. She sounds like maybe she could be Haitian or something. And ICE tried to detain her.
Yes.
At the airport. And she was like, you a bitch. And that's why your wife is effing around on you. And I'm a citizen. And how you gonna come after me and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you talk about 98% smoke. She was 99.97% smoke. And she was trying to fight that dude. They had to push her in the elevator. And the ICE dude is like doing this to close the elevator.
Yes, I think I have that video. Hang on.
Let's show that. Please.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
That video was everything. And since we're at the hour mark, I will just say, while Joy is pulling up that video, because I definitely wanted to pay homage to this film. It was a classic film from my youth, and it is celebrating 40 years. Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon is 40 years old. We saw Timok in this movie and one Janet Jackson video, and that's the last time he did anything in the entertainment business. But Sho'nuff had that yaki weave, and he had glowing fingers, and he was the Sho'nuff Shogun of Harlem. Listen, everything. Vanity, I mean, this movie, there is no reason that it was as enjoyable as it is. Eddie Arcadian and his girlfriend from Kew Gardens. I mean, it was a mess, but it was such an amazing mess. And I love to be able to celebrate. They actually got it back into theaters on the 40th anniversary. And I wasn't able
still looks good.
Oh, I'm sure he looks, I mean, he's our age, right?
He's 60-ish.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. Yeah. But he was still looking good. And I loved, like, you don't realize how bad that movie is. And then two, how iconic it is when you realize how much stuff you got from it. Also, you know, it's another great example of, as I was talking off screen before we started, the love affair between Asian culture and Black culture.
Oh yeah,
it's like the perfect intersection, right?
But that's why Berry Gordy pulled it off.
Yeah, matter of fact, I remember, like, not even 3 weeks ago, randomly, maybe once or twice a month, my mind just breaks out with Suki Yaki Haki Saki Su. You sock it to me, I sock it to you. Over and over again. Those three dudes outside that fortune cookie place.
You know what I could absolutely go for? I could go for a remake of The Last Dragon with Michael J. White as Shona. That would be so fire. Good. That would be fire. I don't know who, like, the Timok, I don't know who Bruce Leroy would be necessarily. I'm sure. Actually, there's that one dude, he cosplays and be jumping around with the double swords and stuff. He's on TikTok all the time. He's like super flippy dippy dude. He started off as like no, we're not putting Aaron Pierre in there. He would look good, but no, he's too pretty. He's too pretty. Even though Timok was pretty, Aaron Pierre also he had to play like a teenager. Aaron Pierre is a little too old. Aaron Pierre's too old.
There's a young kid.
Green Lantern. He's Jon Stewart.
Yeah, he's doing enough. But there's this young kid. His name is Fiction, Fikshun, and he started off as a dancer because he won So You Think You Can Dance like maybe 5-6 years ago, maybe more. And he was an isolationist, popper, etc. And he has since taken up samurai swords.
Oh no, I see this. I can see that for real.
Yeah, he does his own choreography and stuff. Him and his friends are just playing out. But he actually has studied martial arts. He could absolutely do it. Yeah, I'm here for it. And they're both short, so it'll work. Michael J. White and Fiction in I don't know what we call it.
The Last Dragon.
The Last Dragon, Return of the Nuff. You know.
Come on, Return of the Nuff. Come on.
Ooh, Leroy.
Because I got the glue. I tell you, when he was backhanding him and the little light sparks were coming and he kicked him in the face, I was in my chair.
That was so great.
That was so cool.
He caught that bullet with his teeth at the end.
Oh my gosh. And when they went, he tried to find the master, and it turned out just being a computer spitting out the fortunes.
Right.
Listen.
It was a great movie. It was terribly acted, but it was a great movie.
It was a horrible, great movie.
Yes. Yes.
Horribly great. So you got the clip. We're going to end the show on this clip because I think it encapsulates the vibe and the energy of where we are as a nation. And this sister, you got the volume set, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, here we go. This sister was the real deal.
Where is my volume? Why is it not on?
There it is.
There it is. Go back up.
You would. I wish the fuck you would. Yes, the fuck we hit family. All a bunch of big pussies. Don't tell me calm down. Who the fuck is you? We don't like none of you.
You okay?
No, how can I be okay? You okay? Oh, you okay?
Are you okay?
I look like I'm okay? Don't come up in my face here because I hit hard. Fuck wrong with you?
Try it.
I wish you would. You try me and see what the fuck happened. Nigga, we angry. All of us angry out here. So don't think it's y'all alone.
Get out of here.
Who you telling get out of here? Why you telling me get out of here? You asked me a question and I'm answering you.
Get out of here. Man.
Fuck wrong with you? Oh, stupid ass bitch. That's why you gotta hide your face.
You wanna go to jail?
You told me my mother can tell you anything.
You wanna go to
Fuck
jail?
wrong with you? You wanna hit me? Hit me, bitch. You ain't got me. Nobody's scared of you. You're a fucking ass. Come. friends on, bitch. So me and you gonna fight, you pussy bitch. You a pussy bitch. That's why your kids that don't like you and your wife is fucking on you. That's why you gotta hide your face. My face ain't hidden, bitch. I'm American, you stupid bitch. Fuck wrong with y'all. You can take me too high. I'm Charlotte and Junior friends. You know what to do? Tell them, no. You want me? Fuck wrong with y'all. Fuck all of you. Put that on the news. Let Trump see it.
When he slid that door.
God, Jesus, please.
Go.
When I say it with your chest,
I
this is
mean,
what I mean. They got the wrong one.
woo, boy. Woo,
I love that
boy.
not a single person touched her. They knew better. Because don't nobody want to get their ass beat by a girl on screen.
And when you want to go to jail, she said, yeah, take me to jail.
Yeah.
How? For what?
Right, because
What
that's
you
what
gonna
I'm do. Do it. Hit me, bitch. That's why your kids don't like you and your wife fucking around on you.
I hit harder, bitch.
She meant that. And I believe her.
I
believe her.
what's not to
She got a
believe?
cutlass. She got a cutlass in her carry-on. I promise you.
Listen. She gonna pull out a bag of rice and peas and beat your ass to death.
To death.
Oxtail swinging out the back. Well, not oxtails, too expensive.
Right.
Some plantain. some jerk wings.
I was just about to say she'd be jerking you around is what she'd be doing. Yep.
Put some Scotch bonnet pepper spray into your head.
Hit them with a 2-piece. Yep. 2-piece jerk with some rice and peas
bread.
and some cabbage. Yep.
Listen. Yo, that is the way to end a show. I tell y'all, keep an eye out. In the next 1 or 2 weeks, I have a segment coming up on State of the People and the Signal Live. I interviewed one of the creators of the Black Report. You can go to Onyx Media, check it out. There are thousands and thousands of incidences of erasure and distortion and suppression of Black history, Black facts, Black data that they're using to commit warfare on us as a people. So you can go to the onyximpact.org and look for the Black Report. And then if you want to sign up for State of the People, while we're talking here, though, please make sure that you are subscribing, liking, sharing the show. Our numbers are increasing. We love our community. We'd love our community to be larger. Thank you so much, Sharpies. We really, really, really do treasure everything each and every week that you come to support us. That's why we do this show. Right. And it is clearer now more than ever that mainstream corporate-owned media, Larry Ellison is about to own
everything.
Well, yeah. He's about to own TikTok. He's in the process of closing out CBS/Paramount. You know, now more than ever, corporate media is co-opted.
If you think about it, it is all co-opted, and it's all part of a larger structure of erasure and manipulating the narrative for certain purposes. And if you think about every show with rebels, every dystopian future, it's always a bunch of people on ham radios trying to get the word out, because the media is always compromised in a dystopian future or in a fascist regime. And so this is where it's going to be. I'm not saying we're the only ones. Matter of fact, we're not the only ones, but you're going to find that getting any other side of the story beyond the manufactured 1984 bullshit they're going to try to feed you is going to be in back alley rooms. You know, it's going to be in tweets, if you can still tweet, or TikToks or threads or old school, chat groups, WhatsApp, whatever, and videos like this and shows like this and shows like assets like the Black Report. You're going to have to find it, because they're not going to try to give it to you.
And listen, go talk to your parents and your grandparents. Bring your little iPhone, do a voice memo, talk to them, hear their knowledge, because we are fast approaching the Ray Bradbury Fahrenheit 451 era, where people are going to be the books. They are going to be the repositories of knowledge that are necessary to pass things on to the next generation. God help us if Trump decides to turn his talons onto the Library of Congress.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine?
And just erase our entire history.
So stay vigilant, stay woke. Don't let them co-opt woke anymore. You've got to push back.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a tweet, a piece of content this week that said, when somebody just tries to throw DEI at you, make them say diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Right.
Make them commit that they are against those things, because when you
Right.
just let them
I'm
say
against
DEI,
inclusion. I'm
right,
against fairness and equity. I'm
they turn
against
it
other
into
people.
what they
Mhm.
just turn it into a word. But
Right.
make them say it so that they understand. And with that, I will say, I'm Tom Cunningham.
I'm Walter Reed.
She Breaking Bad, y'all. And oh no, that's the hospital. Walter Reed.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Walter White
Walter
is
White
Breaking Bad.
is
Yeah,
Breaking Bad.
which
And
is funny because
this
that's what I meant.
is Steel Sharp and Steel.